I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Why does the Lord's Prayer say, quote, lead us not into temptation, when James chapter 1 verse 13 says God does not tempt us? Okay, well, I'm going to clarify James 1:13 in just a moment. However, before I begin answering this question, I think kind of a necessary introduction is that oftentimes, or sometimes, words that we so often filter through our Christianese or our Bibleese do not always mean what they think they mean. Allow me to illustrate. The word death. We most often, in a context like this, we associate death with Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death. That means that which is eternal, that which is permanent, that which has consequences that cannot be reversed. However, you can have the death of a dream, the death of hope, the death of a goal that is not a permanent, eternal life and death, heaven or hell situation. In other words, there are times, and I believe this is one of them, where a word that oftentimes means one thing more than another is qualified by its context. Let me go back to James 1:13. It does not say that God does not tempt us. It says that God will never tempt us to sin. The word tempt literally means to be given an opportunity to. An opportunity to sin is that which God never ever puts into our play. It's never a part of the equation. In fact, if you go back to Genesis chapter 22, you read the very famous story where Abraham takes Isaac on the mountain and there's this sacrificial situation and the ram in the thicket, etc. Beautiful picture of Jesus Christ. Okay. If you'll read that story, it says that God tempted Abraham to go to the mount. Now, we know that there was nothing in that story that was of any sinful nature. So the word temptation means an opportunity. In that case, it was an opportunity to do that which was right, that which was prophetic of the Messiah. So go back to what we know as the Lord's Prayer. Lead us not into temptation, okay? But deliver us from evil. What I believe that statement is saying is, with the opportunities in life that present us, that in that case, deliver us from evil, it's not two separate things. It's one big thing. It's not, don't tempt us to sin, deliver us from evil. I think what the Lord's Prayer is saying, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That word but there is important, saying that whatever opportunities the Lord gives us, may there be an opportunity to avoid evil. Per 1 Corinthians 10:13 says there is no temptation given to man that has not come to man, that the Lord will not give an opportunity to escape. So again, the Lord never tempts us to sin. However, there are many times He gives us the opportunity to render a decision for His sake and His righteousness. Great question. If you have one, send to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question be tomorrow's. Thank you so much for being a part of our daily question here at the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. I want to encourage you on a few things. Number one, if you have a question to ask, submit it to AskJeff.net. Eventually, we'll get around to your question. Secondly, we'd encourage you to subscribe. That way, each and every day, Monday through Friday, you get a reminder of our question of the day. And last but not least, I want to remind you that on Wednesday evenings, live at First Baptist Church of Opelika, fbcopelika.com, we do a solid hour of Ask Jeff where we dig into the questions more than just 60 or 90 seconds. Sometimes we take the entire hour. All that being said, AskJeff.net is where you submit a question to this channel each and every day, Monday through Friday.